Looks like we are live. At the time of this live stream, we are about 12 hours away from the Nintendo Direct, which, I gotta say, have you noticed that with Nintendo Directs, they've aired them mostly in the morning? Because they used to do them in the late afternoon, but now, I have to get up to watch a Nintendo Direct. I like to sleep until 3 p.m., so that's a pain.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for some other people, we work. 9 to 5s. So I'm probably not even going to catch it until later on. You're going to have to send me the link later on.
Which one would you like? Would you like the original one, the one from Link's Awakening, CDI Link, Skyward Sword Link, or Breath of the Wild Link?
Ah, you're funny. You're very funny.
Ha ha!
Oh, I like your thumbnail. Little mini Donkey Kong. You know, I was talking to you about this before, but they really should make actual physical minis of, like, all of these guys. They would sell really well, and, like, the wind-up feature should allow them to walk around and stuff. I don't know.
Now that would be great.
I can't lie, I kind of am excited at the prospect of a new Mario vs. Donkey Kong, just because we already know it's coming, kind of accepted that it's coming. I just hope that it's not the same old, and it's kind of an evolution of the series, and maybe goes back to its roots.
Hey, Captain Charisma, long time no see. Good to see you here. But you know what? We were having this discussion on the phone, and you were talking about the Direct, and I think you were drawing... Oh, I know what happened. You were drawing characters at work, and then you drew one of Mario or Donkey Kong and one of the minis. And I said, you know, you can just tell me. You're excited for this new Mario vs. Donkey Kong, aren't you? Yeah, I am. I know, me too. You know what? I ripped on Tipping Stars, and rightfully so, but honestly, after playing Amiibo Challenge, I've grown quite the appreciation for the Mario and Donkey Kong series. Well, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, with one that's called Mario and Donkey Kong for some reason. Yeah, we just stopped fighting. Nowadays, we have our own toy line. Isn't that right, Donkey Kong?
I actually think if this game was the Wii U, like, premier Wii U Mario vs. Donkey Kong, it probably would have had a better reputation as a franchise.
It's Tipping Stars that really ruined the reputation of the series, and it wasn't so much something that it did, it's what it didn't do. It was a very play-it-safe, standard Mario vs. Donkey Kong. You could pretty much just call it just another Mario vs. Donkey Kong with Mini Luigi. But this one
is horrible, too.
Now this one right here, this is the exception. Because
it's
initially...
super well designed.
Initially, I thought that, you know, this would be another game in the mini style, but there is a lot more to this game that I was not expecting, and I can say that this game will be getting a Trash or Treasure episode, since I'm really in the swing of things when it comes to this game. When I get really passionate about something, I tend to want to make a video about it. So, New Super Mario Bros. 2 Gold Edition is coming, as well as Mario, or Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge. I think Wave 6 will be announced. So, you can see here that all the characters have different abilities, and the way you unlock them is by scanning in Amiibos. So this game has another unique feature, unlike anything. No, I don't like Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. I do think it'd be cool if Nabbit was the final DLC character, one of them, but I don't expect it. I think it's going to be Hammer Brother and Monty Mole. But this game is essentially the closest thing to the Nintendo equivalent of Skylanders or Disney Infinity, where it really utilized Amiibo in a creative way. And although you need all the Mario Amiibos to experience the game, the thing is, with it, it was a free-to-play game, so it made sense. And I feel like this is the best implementation of Amiibos, and you'll definitely see why as we start playing this game. But you know what? Considering this is a live stream and it's interactive, what Amiibo should I start off with? We have the choice between Mario, Donkey Kong, Peach, Toad, Luigi, Bowser, Rosalina, Yoshi, Diddy Kong, and Bowser Jr.
I think Yoshi, I was going to say Yoshi just because his levels are, I think, some of the more interesting ones. But the, the thing about this game is that I can no longer play it because I didn't get it in time before the eShop closed, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get it now.
Now, I think you can mod your Wii U, but I have yet to modify my Wii U. Modded many 3DS systems, modded my SNES and NES Classic, specifically the Super Famicom and Famicom Classic, and the Wii, but I have not modified a Wii U yet.
I might have to, because there's a lot of stuff on the Wii that's still on the Wii U that isn't on the Switch, for whatever reason.
So far, we're getting King Koopa and Peach. So those are the only ones so far. Someone said King Koopa in the chat. I know that's Bowser. Bowser Jr. would be Prince Koopa.
It's pretty cool that Diddy Kong's here, too, because he's usually forgotten about.
Yeah. I mean, this was the Wii U era, where Diddy Kong wasn't even in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. I think what makes this game especially cool is that all these minis have, like, special attributes to themselves. In the past games, they were just kind of cosmetic changes, but here, they actually have special abilities and levels catered to each one's abilities. And I have to tell you, the soundtrack for this game is phenomenal.
It really is, but, you know, I think we should start off with Mini Luigi.
Oh, okay.
So all the characters have different abilities and such, and they have their own levels that are themed around them, which is really cool. Now those theme levels you can only play as using the Minis characters, but I'll go to the first level and do a demonstration of the game. I will say you know what, let's just walk around the world map. I want to show you guys how cool this is. So you got DK Isle, and for Diddy Kong you essentially have a roller coaster making course. Yoshi's Island.
Oh, Colin Wickham with $5. Diddy better come to the DLC. This is his last chance.
Well, thank you, Colin, for the donation, and because of that, I think we'll play as Diddy Kong next. If he can't make it into Mario Kart, he'll make it into this stream. But you also got Peach's Castle. Is this a reference to Odyssey before Odyssey? I'm not sure, because it kind of reminds me of Forgotten Isle. Obviously...
It does have the same color palette.
Obviously, Luigi's Mansion. We got the airship and Bowser's Castle and the Comet Observatory. This is all really cool stuff.
Oh, you know, somebody was talking about the Mario Kart 8 DLC, but if they ever continued with the Lemmings gameplay of this franchise, I could totally see them adding Mini Nabbit.
Mini Nabbit would be cool. I was gonna say maybe not, but he's in Mario Wonder, so it's clear they haven't forgotten about him.
Yeah, it seems like he's a mainstay now. The only question I have is, I just don't think this style of gameplay is gonna be for the next one, because we were talking about this before, but Mario and Wario, right? Even that had a certain peripheral other than, like, actual controls. They had, like, a mouse, the SNES mouse. So, I feel like this Mario vs. Donkey Kong is going to be slightly different from what we're expecting. Hopefully, maybe returning to the roots a little bit more, but also implementing this gameplay a little. But I guess we'll see.
Hey, NP Royalty, good to see you. We have some regulars who we haven't seen in quite some time, but do you think Mario Kart 9 may happen in a few years? I think whenever the next console launches, that'll probably be when it launches. But the Switch 2 thing, until Nintendo confirms that it's in development, there's nothing to talk about. That's just my take on it. T&D loves making theories about the Switch 2.
I don't make theories, I just like speculation.
But hey, that's just a theory.
Fun.
A Switch 2 theory.
They love theories. Tour, yeah, I think, actually, let's talk about this. So, I think at this point, Tour is Mario Kart 9, right?
I mean, technically, yes, you can call it Mario Kart 9, you can really call it whatever you want. But Nintendo considers it mainline.
Yeah, so wouldn't the next Mario Kart technically be Mario Kart 10? I mean, it'd be pretty funny if they counted that as the actual 9th installment.
Well, they consider Super Mario Run mainline. So it's not a spin...
Oh, God.
No, Mario Kart Tour is not a spin-off, just in the sense that Nintendo doesn't consider it a spin-off.
Oh, I know what you have to do.
Oh, I'll figure it out. Oh, I got it. Just slide down.
Yeah. Oh, Rampin', what's up, man?
Good to see you, Rampin'. We're doing some Nintendo Direct predictions once again, but I feel like this is more of a discussion about Mario vs. Donkey Kong and Mario Kart Tour now. So the thing with what was that?
Sorry, go ahead. No, it was just something stupid. Continue.
You're not gonna believe the answer, but yes, I have heard of Fartoon's Barney before.
And now Barney's gonna name his favorite diseases. Abdominal cramps?
Yes, I've heard of it before. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, big F in the chat for all us Donkey Kong fans. Even though we'll be getting a new Mario vs. Donkey Kong, we're gonna have to wait a little while more for a new proper mainline Donkey Kong game.
You know what? I guess I'm okay with that. And like I said, Mario vs. Donkey Kong would not be taking any resources from a proper Donkey Kong game. Now, Mario Kart Tour, maybe that could take some resources from a proper Mario Kart 9, but no way Mario vs. Donkey Kong could. But let's talk about Mario Kart Tour and what happened with that game. Because if you guys haven't heard, Mario Kart Tour, after 4 years, will not be getting any more new content. So that means no new characters, no new tracks, and yeah, what you see is what you get now. Honestly, what surprised me the most, I'm surprised Mario Kart Tour lasted as long as it did. Because although it wasn't a failure, I wouldn't really consider it a major success for Nintendo. But usually with their mobile games, they tend to drop support very quickly. Dr. Mario World lasted like what? It was... How many years did it last? It lasted for like 2 years and a half.
I don't know, I just remember Dr. Baby Wario.
I remember Dr. Professor Patrick.
Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick.
Mr. Dr. Horse from Ren and Stimpy.
This is a really cool level.
This is a really cool game.
Yeah, it's obviously in line with the Luigi's Mansion theme, but the light is a great gimmick. I love the little toy boos. I'm telling you, Nintendo is sitting on a gold mine here. They really should make these real toys.
There's another one that's really cool. Alright, let's see. The Bowser one's really cool. What that one involves is you have these flame... Or what are those things called? The burners. You control the burners. How am I supposed to get that one? I need to figure that one out. Let's see if there's another candle. The Candle Men.
Yeah, this game really does have good music. Yeah, so Mario Kart Tour is ending soon. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is ending soon, too. It's the end of an era.
Good riddance.
Well, that's not what you said when it first started.
What, Mario Kart Tour?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Mario Kart Tour just has the disadvantage of being a mobile game. It can't live up to its full potential simply because of that, but these toy boos are really cool.
Yeah.
I said that as Mini Luigi got demolished by one.
You know, I wonder if they thought about making, like, actual toys of the minis to coincide with this game, and they just said, we don't really need to do that, it's a budget title.
Well, I think it released at an era where Nintendo really... What was the transition period from the Wii U to the Switch, so I'm sure they haven't really thought much about this game. Although, fun fact about it, it's also on the 3DS. Very much like Tipping Stars, but unlike Tipping Stars, this is actually a cool game.
Yeah. Okay, I know you may have answered this, but what are your short summarized thoughts? It just passed by. Sorry, MP Royalty. Let me see if I can get it on my phone. They made a plush of Mini Mario?
See, that would be something where a figurine would be more useful.
Yeah. Let me see. I want to be able to read all the comments. I'm going to have to open my phone. Okay, let's see.
I was wondering if that was your intention. And sure enough, it was.
And now you know. Yeah, MP Royalty, I lost your question, so if you could just copy and paste it again, that'd be great. Sorry about that. What Mario vs. Donkey Kong are we watching? This is Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge. Super Mario T made a video on the upcoming Direct, but I have to agree with him. Who gives a shit about Mario vs. Donkey Kong? Whoops, I said a bad word.
Ooh, I'm telling!
Yeah, there's no interest. I think the reason Dimitri and I are excited is just because we really like this game.
I would say it's partially because of Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, but also... Oh no! Oh! You can walk through the booze? I didn't know that. Well, now I know. Ooh, you said number 11! Okay, I'll read it. Okay, I know you may have answered this, but what are your short summarized thoughts on this series that you're playing? Genuinely curious, because I've never considered playing this before. Well, short and summarized, Mario vs. Donkey Kong is an interesting series because what started off as a successor to the incredible Donkey Kong 94 on the Game Boy, there was only one game in that style, being the original on Game Boy Advance. But with the succeeding entries, I think that, you know, they went through the Lemmings gameplay, or they went with that style, and it did make sense to kind of switch things up with the DS, and I feel like the ones on the DS were pretty good. Yeah, the one on DSi where Minis March Again is an abridged version of the second game, but I feel like the second game and Mini Land Mayhem are great. It seems a lot of people are very nostalgic towards Mini Land Mayhem, and I actually have a story about that game. I remember distinctly when I got it, but, you know, looking back, you could say that, yeah, there were too many games, but if you really think about it, it's just that one game, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars, that gave this series a bad reputation, because that game, it just didn't do anything original. That was the problem with it.
I think people just like the gameplay of DK94 more than the Lemmings gameplay. And I think just the Lemmings gameplay taking over in favor of the DK94 gameplay rubs people the wrong way, and you know, I kind of have to admit it rubs me the wrong way too, because there's a lot of potential with that gameplay style, but, you know, if there's a way that we could merge both, actually, the first Mario vs. Donkey Kong kind of did that with the extra levels towards the end of the game, but, I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
I gotta say...
Maximum Hugh gives us $1. No comment, but gives us $1.
Thank you, Maximum Hugh. That was very kind to you. But yeah, I will say that even though there was, with the gameplay, some didn't like it as much as the Donkey Kong 94 style, I think that there's a place for both gameplay styles. Like you said, it probably should be extra levels or an extra mode. But
yeah,
why the hate towards F-Zero 99? It might sound fun to play, but you only have a few days to play it, and then Nintendo's gonna take it down. That's the problem I have with those kind of games. Nintendo just abandons them immediately.
I feel like more of the problem is that it's a little... If that's the only F-Zero news we're getting, it's a little tone-deaf based on the fact that fans have been clamoring for something substantial for years, and, well, a 99 game isn't exactly substantial.
A little tone-deaf? I think that would be the most tone-deaf announcement since Metroid Prime Federation Force and Paper Mario Color Splash. I just don't like those 99 games, man. I do like some games in that series. I think that Wrecking Crew 98 was really good. Hong Kong 97 is an underrated gem, but no, I don't like those 99 games.
I do like Pac-Man 99, but not for prolonged amounts of time. But Rampant says, do you think Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon remake and the Peach game will be early 2024 releases?
Yes.
I would say so. I mean, I think we're most likely going to see it in the Direct, and the Direct does say games that come out in the winter. So I would say within the time period of the end of the year to maybe February.
I think it's fair to expect those earlier in the year. I'd say March would be a good release date for either. I do miss Super Mario Bros. 35. Super Donkey Kong... Oh, wow! Super Donkey Kong 99 is coming to Genesis Online.
Actually, Donkey Kong 99 would be kind of cool.
That would be. Philly Mitchell wouldn't be allowed to play it, though.
Well, he's not allowed to play Pac-Man 99 either, but...
Cheater, Pumpkin Eater.
March for Luigi and May for a Peach game. Perhaps.
I think May would be a nice month for it.
If only the canceled Wii U F-Zero game saw the light of day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still don't have Mario Party 3. You know, Nintendo just doesn't care about Nintendo Switch Online. They say they're going to announce or release a game, and they just don't follow up on it. Or they just wait to the last minute.
I find it very hard to care about those sort of games if they never get released.
Yeah. We need a new Toad game, to be honest. Yeah, it is strange that we haven't gotten Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 2.
I would say if there's one thing to expect, I would probably expect some more of the DLC, or the Mario Kart DLC. We'll see what Wave 6 looks like, and probably you'll get a sneak peek of the characters with the November or October release date.
Maybe they'll try to make another 3D Mario vs. Donkey Kong game. Yeah, but you see the problem with that is that the 3DS games still use touch controls for that. I mean, I don't know, maybe you could translate it over to physical controls, but I don't think it would be as intuitive. Mario Yoshi 4723 gives us $2. Any hopes for a new Mario Party?
I think it's possible. Thank you for the donation, but I think with Mario Party, it seems like they don't want to do DLC, they just prefer to do something along the lines of a new game. So I'd say DLC for Mario Party Superstars is not likely enough. Prediction, Demeech the movie, the game, it's about time. Yes. You saw the new poster up today? Adam Sandler's Demeech.
Somebody says, Spoonman says, add Virtual Boy to Switch Online, and I'm not sure if that's a joke or not, I'm assuming it is, but realistically, I think you and I would agree. That would actually be really cool.
Well, how many Virtual Boy games are there?
Well, they're gonna drip feed one at a time.
Once a year, we'll have to wait 14 years for the library.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the only game worth playing on that is probably Wario Land and maybe Mario Clash.
I would say Wario Land and Telero Boxer.
I've never actually played that one.
This one's a bit tricky.
Did you hear the news that Mario Kart Tour content is ending? Yep.
We sure did.
Just talking about it. Have you heard of the rumor? Oh, you're gonna not like this. Have you heard of the rumors of Fighters Pass 3 happening, Demeech?
I've heard about it. I will say it'll give a lot of the channels that are talking about the Switch 2 some new content.
Yeah. If I ever play the Virtual Boy, I'm concerned about how uncomfortable it'll be having it on my face for long periods.
See, the way to play the Virtual Boy is you have to lay down and let the Virtual Boy go over your face. It's the most comfortable way to play it, but that's not really an ideal way to play games. It's a novelty more than anything else.
Gives us $2.
Alright, Mario Bro 1, thank you so much for the donation. That was very kind of you.
Do people actually think that Fighters Pass 3 is actually happening? I think it's too soon. I mean, when did the last DLC, when did Sora come out? 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too soon. It's only been 2 years. I will say regarding Smash, they actually have to update the game to put the Sora Amiibo files into the game, but other than that, Fighter Pass 3 probably isn't happening. I think that's just what it is. I think they're just updating the game for the Amiibo.
T&D did bring up a good point, though. When we were talking about the idea of a Fighter Pass 3, I said, I could care less. He's like, don't tell me. Because once Chibi Robo is revealed for Smash, you're going to be like, whoa!
Yeah.
He's not wrong. But I will say,
I know.
he was right!
But if it's another Fire Emblem character, I expect a rant.
No, we're not going to do a rant. Remember the last time?
Yeah. Well, times have changed. Times haven't changed. It's the same thing.
Oh, poor Sakurai!
This chat is too boring. I feel like firing it up. The GBA is so overrated.
You're gonna have to work harder, buddy. It doesn't have an original 2D Mario game, so I can't defend it too much.
What if PD teams up with the Minis to leak the Dimitri movie? Well, unfortunately, there's no Dimitri movie in development.
Wouldn't he team up with Pyoro?
Yeah, actually, Pyoro is his good friend from community college.
Why community college?
Whoa!
Goodness gracious! So many donations today. That is insane. Okay, Disney 1111 said, hey Dimitri, in terms of any Smash news happening, while I personally like a deluxe expansion for Ultimate, I think that Sora Amiibo is going to be revealed and that's it, but who knows? I don't think DLC is likely, but I feel, in my opinion, the game's fine where it is now. But, you know, if the characters are interesting picks, I won't be opposed to it. The Mario Kart DLC redeemed itself, so Smash DLC could too. Maybe I should fire up the chat by saying my opinion on the DLC. I feel like the characters outside of Banjo, K. Rool, the Inklings, and Ridley, the characters in Smash 4 were far more interesting. It just feels like in Smash Ultimate, it just seemed like whichever company can bid the highest gets their character in the game. That's my take on it.
Yeah, for some characters, I agree. I wasn't really... Who was in there? Byleth, I didn't really care for.
Don't say that! It's
I'm
politically
sorry.
incorrect. You can't say that on the channel.
Oh, whoops. If anybody likes Byleth, that's completely fine. I just was not particularly excited for the character. But I thought Terry was pretty cool for fighting game representation. I used to play King of Fighters with my uncle back in the day. Tekken was cool. I think my problem with the Fighter Pass is that, for me, it was like, yeah, that's cool. I wish I could see kind of characters I'm a little bit more, like, invested in, though. But I think that's just me and my biases talking. But, yeah, I can't say I'm a huge Sora fan. Banjo was a huge, like, great reveal for me. K. Rool. Honestly, Smash 4 had, I will agree with you, it had my favorite reveals, like Mega Man, oh my god. I remember when Pac-Man got revealed, because I was actually in school, and I think you told me, so they just announced a new Smash fighter, and I think I asked you, is it Pac-Man? And you sent me a screenshot of Pac-Man fighting on the Pac-Land stage, and you said, yup. And I remember I screamed in class, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy.
Well, you are, but that would be a good rationale.
Yeah. Well, more like a, yeah, finally! And I rejoiced. But, yeah, Pac-Man was my favorite. But Crash was one of my most wanted, and we didn't get him, so whatever.
Orlando's gonna be in Smash.
Piranha Plant was one of my favorite
This is a really tricky level.
Reveals ever. I also made him. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Why did you need... Oh, favorite reveals. Why did you need 3 Square Enix characters as DLC? Yeah. See, that's the thing. I have no problem with Dragon Quest being in there. But... I don't know. I think you'll agree with me, Demetri, but there were so many JRPG characters.
We can't talk about that, remember?
Oh, please.
You should be grateful. Sakurai works in a labor camp and he's forced to make Smash games against his will. Be more sympathetic.
Look, I have no ill will towards those types of games. I just thought, to myself, I was thinking, wow, these are a lot of JRPG characters. I hope we get a little bit.
There wasn't much in terms of variety.
Yeah, I think that's my problem with it. I like Joker a lot. He's cool. But then again, I like Sega stuff and Atlas stuff, so, you know, I don't know. I wish we had a little bit more variety in terms of genres. Hey, Sephiroth was a sick addition, and it was cool to have Final Fantasy have some actually good representation. Yeah. No, I'm not saying it wasn't cool. I'm just saying it wasn't exactly who I was asking for, but it still was cool. I did like, you know what I did like? I liked the fact that you had to unlock Sephiroth by fighting him. I thought that was really, really cool.
Wait, how did that happen? You unlocked Sephiroth? Because I remember you just played the game.
It was like in this challenge mode where, like, you could unlock him. Was it? Yeah, you played this challenge mode where you unlock him, and he was, like, super difficult or something. I forgot what it was called, but it was actually really cool. Anton Retro is here. Steve was a massive W.
I agree.
Yeah, that was tough. I remember when I was watching it with my brother, he used to play Minecraft a lot. As soon as he knew it was Minecraft Steve, he was like, "Oh no!" And I said, "Don't you like Minecraft?" That was funny.
Do you have Minecrafta? What's
No.
Minecrafta?
I think he just means Minecraft.
You don't get the reference?
No.
Mike Matei called it Minecrafta.
I don't really watch Mike Batey.
Even if you don't, I'm sure you remember that meme.
I guess not.
I guess not either.
Alright, let's see. Hey, Demetri, how would you react to Shantae in Smash? Oh! Okay, I'll let you answer this, and then somebody responded to something I said before.
I think that's cool. That'd be cool.
She says, the Sephiroth challenge, it was called. Once you beat him, you unlocked him early. It's one of the only pieces of Ultimate Lost Media. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Honestly, I kind of wish they did that with most of the DLC characters. I kind of want to feel like well, I mean, I guess you earn them because you pay for them. But it always feels more satisfying when, like, you're trying to unlock new characters. I remember in Brawl, when I finally unlocked Sonic, it felt, like, really satisfying.
I really do miss unlockables in games. It doesn't seem like we have many of them anymore.
Unfortunately.
Someone was asking how would I feel if Honey Queen's revealed instead of Pauline. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I like the weird characters, what can I say?
Let's be real, the Rabbids would be playable in Smash before Rayman would ever be. That's the unfortunate truth.
You know, I wouldn't mind that either.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't.
What if Pink Gold Peach was one of the final characters in Smash?
Well,
As a high schooler, Pink Gold Peach was revealed for Mario Kart 8.
I want Poochie to show up in 8 Deluxe. He's about as weird as playable drivers could get. I feel like that would be really cool. But I feel like he missed his chance with the... What was the DLC?
Yoshi's Island?
Yoshi's Island. Yeah, I feel like that would have been the time to add him in.
Could you see any new characters for Mario Kart? Like they release a character pack as some DLC? That'd be pretty cool.
That... I wouldn't be opposed to that, but... could it be like a bonus? Like instead of maybe like what I'm thinking is maybe the tracks ends, but like there'll be like some free updates adding characters.
Now that be
characters.
now those would be some free updates I wouldn't be opposed to.
Yeah.
Oh come on!
Rayman 1 through 3 on the Switch, dude. I wish, but Ubisoft thinks Rayman doesn't exist.
Well, the DLC for Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope says otherwise.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I feel like that's just going to be a one-off thing, and then he's going to go back into obscurity. Let's see. TND, imagine in the Direct there's a surprise reveal of a new mainline Rayman game. Oh, man. I would be so happy if that's the case, but I don't know. I just don't think that's... I don't think that's plausible at the moment. I just feel like Ubisoft doesn't care about Rayman ever since Michel Ancel left. But, am I opposed to the idea? Obviously not. I'm a huge Rayman fan. I would even take all 3 games on the Switch.
Trying to get the candles. That way.
Okay, let's see. Demeech, it's all down to this. I feel it's either Funky or Diddy. I don't think both are making it. I think Funky for sure is going to be in there, because I have a good feeling Mario Kart Wii's Rainbow Road is going to be in there, and let's be honest, Funky Kong's the most popular character in Mario Kart Wii.
Good point.
Do you think Repack 2 could be revealed, or is it too early? That's a good question. I think
it might be a bit too early.
I'd say maybe next year we could see it, but it would only have been a year since Repack 1. I mean, it is a remake, so it doesn't take too many more resources than like a real, not a real game. A remake is a real game, than an original game would. However, I don't know. Would I love to see it? Yeah. Do I think it's too soon? Probably.
Well, if Bob could get a game, so can Pac-Man.
Yeah, I mean, look, we could get... I mean, even if we don't get Repack 2, there's still a possibility we'll get a Pac-Man game. Let's see. Dimitri TND, do you think Metroid Prime 4 will finally be the last announcement for tomorrow's Nintendo Direct?
I think it's just
I don't think so.
a myth that it's even gonna happen.
I don't know. How long has it been since they restarted development?
4 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but at the same time, I feel like we're gonna get like a few new games we don't know about, but most of it is just gonna be going over things that we already know are coming out.
That's how I feel about it too. Do you think we'll get a new unfinished Mario Baseball? I think Nintendo learned their lesson with Battle League.
I don't know, I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, it'll give me some new rant material, so that's good. But
I mean,
I don't think it's all that likely.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a sports dude, but isn't baseball more of a summer sport?
Well, the Mario sports games usually release in June, but...
Right. So I don't really see them announcing it, like, 6 months early.
They could have it as a springtime game. We'll have to wait and see. If it did have full-on voice acting, it'd still be kind of weird since Martinet is no longer voicing the Mario characters.
Yeah, well, actually, we'll finally maybe be able to hear more of the new Wario voice.
Oh, come on!
Oh wait, did it really say it's going to have unlockable characters? Because that'd be cool if that is the case. But it appears Hugh isn't going to be a playable character, so I'm kind of sad about it.
Nick All-Stars
is this
Brawl 2?
Nick All-Stars? Yeah, I think so. Carnage, why TF did Martinet retire? I don't know. I honestly don't know. And yeah.
No one knows, we'll never know.
Maybe one day we'll know, but for now we just don't know. It's sad, but let's hope that the new voice actors do him justice.
No, they're not, because Nintendo already confirmed that they are new voice actors.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I hope the voice actors do a good job. So far, the guy who's doing Mario and Luigi are doing a great job. Do you think by any slim chance the new Mario and Wario voices are AI generated?
Not a chance.
Nah. You know how much backlash they get with that?
Quite a bit.
Wario voice hurt, though. Yeah, I'm hoping... Well, we only heard one line, so... Perhaps we'll hear more?
It's really just a wait-and-see thing.
They also revealed the new voices on... They're not revealing the new voices until the games come out. Good call. Yeah, I agree. That way the focus is solely on the games, but... We'll find out in a month who's voicing Mario and Luigi, and then we'll find out in November who's voicing Wario.
Now, how am I supposed to... Oh, I know how to get there now.
Alright, let's see...
Oh, damn it!
Do you think WarioWare characters will ever be playable in a Mario spin-off title?
I don't know. Nintendo's willing to do some things out of order. We finally have Daisy playable in a mainline game. So, I would say it is possible, but I wouldn't count on it.
Now, if there is a new Mario baseball game, do you think K. Rool and some of the Kremlings will return, like in the previous installments?
Like I said, if it's not an unfinished, crappy game, could be a possibility.
Guess we'll see. Do you think Kid Icarus Uprising will get a port? I think it's a good possibility. I think that's actually a game that really deserves a second chance on a different console, but will it be announced here? I don't know. I'm surprised Waluigi has never appeared in a Wario game, to my knowledge anyway.
Well, he technically kind of appeared in WarioWare Gold, but not really.
He did?
What was the drawings Wario was doing?
Oh. It's very weird, though, because you would think Waluigi would be a shoo-in like, WarioWare, or, like, a second playable character in Wario Land.
Nintendo's really weird with Waluigi. It's like they don't want him to exist.
Yeah. In my opinion, I feel they consider the Wario characters and RPG characters as too far from General Mario, except for Donkey Kong characters. That's what I think too, but like... I feel like they even think Wario is too far for like mainline Mario, because... I don't know, I think this would have been a great opportunity to put him in Mario Wonder, but... Oh well.
This was a really challenging level, but it was good.
Ooh. Do you think Mother/Earthbound will return?
The only way it would return is in a form of a remake, or a sequel.
I'm assuming they're talking about Mother 3?
I feel like it's too late at this point. We don't have Reggie at Nintendo anymore.
Well, you never know. They did Earthbound Beginnings.
Yeah, but the thing with that game is it was complete. It just didn't get a localization. It was like Star Fox 2, where that game, it was completed, but they didn't release it.
It's not unfinished. It's just incomplete.
That never gets old.
Rampant says, seeing how greedy Wario is, Bowser could throw some coins at him and he'd be the secondary antagonist in Wonder. The thing is, I don't think Nintendo wants Wario to be a straight-up antagonist anymore. I think they just kind of see him as this, like, I don't know, treasure hunting, game-making weirdo. I don't really know how to describe it in like one word, but I don't think they see him as a straight-up adversary anymore. I think they just see him more as like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Do you think there will be a GameCube Shadow Drop release tomorrow? As in like GameCube Nintendo Switch Online?
He probably means like a
so.
remake or ports.
Oh, well, what are the rumored ones? It's F-Zero GX and Thousand Year Door, right?
Yeah. I would say F-Zero is more likely.
Yeah, well... Yeah. I feel like both are likely. It just kind of depends what Nintendo wants for the end of the year, but both would be really cool. Why is... Oh, never mind.
What happened? Oh, why is Bowser Jr. named that? Because I ran out of characters.
Yeah, I figured. They brought back Mario RPG and Metroid Dread. I think anything is possible. That's very true. That is very true. I think Bomberman and the Squid Sisters should be in Smash. Speaking of Bomberman, Super Bomberman R2 came out the other day.
Is it any good?
Konami didn't... I heard it was pretty good. But Konami didn't market the game at all, so nobody knew that it came out.
I didn't know it came out, and I'm the one who really enjoyed Super Bomberman R.
Well, it came out... Was it yesterday? Oh no, it came out today. So... Maybe you could pick it up tomorrow. I might pick it up tomorrow.
I still got some
Bomberman.
Samba de Amigo to play.
Alright, let's see. A Waluigi game would be awesome. Atari 2600 Nintendo Switch Online.
That's ancient! Jiminy Christmas!
Thousand Year Door would be really cool to see. I could see it for next year, since the game will be 20 years old, and Paper Mario games usually release every 4-ish years. Yeah, but would the remake be considered... Would the remake be developed by the mainline team, is my question.
Is this a full-length game? I would say yes, but just in a smaller sense. Donkey Kong 64 needs to happen. Philip CDI, see, this guy knows what he's talking about. Of course it's J-Plays. You know that CDI games look like rice cakes?
Speaking of, there is... I think we talked about this before, but there is a game based on the CDI games that's releasing. Looks pretty cool.
Oh, funny story. I said, gee, it sure is boring around here in middle school, and Miss Z got mad at me. Of course she did.
Yeah, RZ in the Jewel of Life. Sorry, I keep forgetting the name. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like Thousand Year Door Remaster would be really huge.
Paper Mario!
F-Zero would be really huge too. It's really a coin toss. It could just be nothing.
Could just be nothing.
Now, what do you predict for Nintendo Switch Online? Do you think we're going to get anything new?
Something that they're going to announce and probably not release. It's been a year since they announced Mario Party 3.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of a power move, because it's like they tell you that the game's coming out, but they don't tell you when, so you can keep the subscription service. I feel like that's their strategy.
I can't read Perp Mar's comment. Can you read it out loud?
Whose comment?
Perp Mar.
Perp Mar. He was right!
You know, I'm thinking of that February Direct where it announced a lot of remakes and such, and Metroid Prime Remastered was one of them, and the only thing I had to say was Jeff Grubb was right. And I just said, he was right! I even made a community post immediately after that just had the picture of him. And it said, he was right! But I was thinking if T&D and I switched personalities that day, it'd be funny to just have him call me and say, he was right! Well, you were on the receiving end of that call. What was your reaction after that February Direct, and all I had to say was he was right?
I was pretty pumped about Metroid Prime Remastered, but I laughed at what you said.
He was right!
John and Laura Cave say, Jeff Grubb.
Hello! Jeff Grubb!
Yeah, the only gripe I have with this game is just the way it's presented on the big screen. I don't understand why they put these borders everywhere.
I'm guessing because it was also backwards compatible with the 3DS.
That still doesn't make sense, though.
It's Nintendo. What's it?
It would have been cooler if it was widescreen, but oh well.
Infinite Bits should make a video called Things That Don't Make Sense in Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge.
Christian asks, do any of the leaks excite you?
Well, Mario vs. Donkey Kong kinda does. They watched Scott the Woz and they were inspired by his big blue border.
Scott, you have a border.
You do the voice better.
Scott.
Just set the oven to 700 degrees.
Just set the oven to 700 degrees, and the cake will be done in half the time.
It was bread.
Well, whatever it is. Let's see. Mother 3 would legit be hype. It'd get a ton of people into buying Switch Online Expansion Pass. Would New Super Mario Bros. All-Stars be cool?
I mean, at the time, maybe, but I don't know.
Nowadays... Ugh.
It's gonna be really hard to go back to the new Super Mario Bros. Games.
Actually, you know what? Thank God.
What, that it's hard to get into the games, or...?
No, I'm saying thank God that the games are better. That they look better, that they're not as generic anymore. Oh wow, $2 from Mario Yoshi 4723. Does Amiibo Challenge have a level maker / editor?
It does not, unfortunately.
Plot twist, Mario Wonder ends up being trash.
Mario Wonder gets the ranking of trash.
I highly doubt that, but that would be quite the twist.
I think we're at a point where we can just look at a game and tell whether or not it's going to be trash or treasure. Oh, speaking of trash, did you guys see the Pokemon DLC?
You mean the game that runs at 3 frames per second?
Hey there, boy, calm down.
If you ignore the game, then it's amazing.
J to the P Moreno says, when I think of Mario vs. Donkey Kong, I think of consumerism thanks to Ant Dude. I was just watching that video today.
Consumerism?
That's funny. I just started the video, so I didn't get to the part where he talks about that, but I was just literally watching that video today. Alright. T&D, are you ever impatient when there's a game you're looking forward to and want to play it right now? That's how I feel with Wonder. I want to play it right now. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, that's how I feel right now. I literally... So Dimitri and I actually got Mario Wonder keychains of Elephant Mario from the Nintendo Live event. I actually found them on eBay for pretty decent prices. They're a little pricey for keychains, but...
It's worth it.
I wanted them. You actually got them. You could kind of talk about what they look like and if people should get them if they're worth it.
Yeah, I'll make a community post about it, but let me just grab the keychain. It's a 3D Elephant Mario keychain, and it looks cool. Yeah, you can vent, sure, but as long as it's safe for the channel.
TND, where's the Epic Mickey remaster when you need it? I know you have the paintbrush for the Wii remote. That would be cool.
I knew Kartfesser said that. I knew it was him before even reading it.
That's Kartfesser?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even recognize him.
Wow, son, you recognized us this time.
But I would say...
that was so close.
The only problem with the Epic Mickey... The only problem with the Epic Mickey remaster on Switch is gyro controls. You'd have to have a button to reset it, and... I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it does take a little bit of the immersion out of the gameplay, but maybe it's not a big deal. Demeech said they don't release demos for mainline Mario games. I wish they would for Wonder, even a short demo to hold me over till October. I think it's better that we don't get a demo, and this is why. I kind of want the experience of me playing it for the first time to be special. I feel like if I played a demo, you know, playing the first level wouldn't be as special.
Did somebody say special and Mario in the same sentence? Does that mean we're gonna get T&D plays Super Mario Brothers Special?
I mean, that'd be cool. I'm down.
Well, I have to warn you, it runs about as well as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
We need a Rayman 1 remake in the style of Legends or Origins. I wish. Only issue is that team that made Legends and Origins are working on the new Prince of Persia game. So, unless their team is really big, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Alright, now I just gotta get that one Amiibo card.
Why is Demeech lying? Mario Special runs better.
You're right.
Alright, let's see.
I mean, you gotta give Super Mario Bros. Special at least a little bit of credit. It was a very ambitious game for the time. Now that doesn't make it incredible, but... You know, where's the Bart Simpson? At least you tried cake when you need it.
Hey, Demeech, should Samba de Amigo characters have their own racing game? I think that'd be cool. Well, they kind of... Well, if I remember correctly, Amigo was in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing in Transformed, so I guess that technically counts. Do you think Mario RPG will have any new content?
I think it's mostly just gonna be a remake. You know, I thought that Peach game was new content for it at first.
Well, I could kind of see why you thought that.
Well, the way they announced it after, I thought it was some campaign for Peach. What I had no idea was that it was a new game.
T&D, what's your favorite game ever?
Mario Party 10.
Clearly, no. Mario Party 10. I don't know, man. That's a question. Because the only reason I say it's tough is because that always changes, especially like when there's new games coming out and everything. I'm gonna have to go with Super Mario Bros. 3. However, I think that's about to change with Mario Wonder coming out. And I usually don't say that. I just kind of have a good feeling about this game.
Oh, sometimes I got a good feeling.
What game are you most excited for? Mario RPG, Princess Peach, or Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon plus Bowser's Fury?
What is Bowser's Fury gonna do with Dark Moon?
I don't know. Maybe Bowser turns into the moon.
Alright, there we go.
I thought T&D's favorite game was Big Rigs Over the Road Racing.
It's actually Sonic R. You got it kind of right, but also kind of wrong.
Actually, it's Sonic Jam. No, I'm just kidding. Mario 3 is still my favorite game. I should write down like what my favorite games are, just so I know for reference. Because sometimes I even forget what games I really like when I'm put on the spot.
That's a good question, though.
Cave Story is one of my favorites, but that's more of a Metroidvania, and I recently replayed it. It's shorter than I remember, but still a great game. What's up, Bowser Dash? I've got a few games that could be my favorite game of all time. Mario 64. I was gonna say Mario 64. Kind of has like a, I don't know. I have like a big soft spot for Mario 64. But anyways, Galaxy 2 and Odyssey, Super Brawl, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Paper Mario, to name a few.
Good choice, or good selection.
Hot take: Mini Mario isn't cute.
But is he ugly?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I won't be buying Wonder. It looks like trash. The elephant is a stupid idea, and the flowers telling me good joke or the pat in the back I don't need. Well, the good thing is that you could turn off the flowers and not buy the game. Let's see. Hot take: Mini Rosalina should have been replaced by Mini Wario. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And it's not because I kind of don't like Rosalina. Maybe it is. I don't know. I do really like the Comet Observatory remix in this game, though. There's a girl I have a crush on, but her house is an absolute mess, and there's dirty dishes everywhere. Oh, this sounds like a job for you, Dimitri.
Interesting. I'm not sure if that's the place for that Bowser Bash. Wario only had WarioWare Smash Amiibo by the time this game came out. Waluigi didn't even have an Amiibo.
I think he's just trying to say that, I think there was a video saying that they don't want to, like, confuse the appearances based on the Amiibos, so they probably didn't make Wario a Mini, but I just think Nintendo doesn't care about Wario. Hot take: I found Sunshine kind of boring.
Interesting.
Can you elaborate? T&D, Billy and Sean farting like Peter and Michael Moore in the Burger King bathroom.
What?
What the heck?
What was that?
T&D, Billy and Sean farting like Peter and Michael Moore in the Burger King bathroom. Oh, here's another one. Hot take: I find the Legend of Frosty the Snowman underrated. Walter Raider is a gem. Corn is a starch.
Let me guess, Cartfesser said that.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Oh man, we're never gonna end with the fart and poop jokes this year.
Especially if you have Taco Bell before.
Reminds me of those three thugs at Dairy Queen. Blanking each other in the bathroom. What up? How do you guys remember these stories? Are you sure it's not Riley?
What was it called again?
Bowser Bash? It says, reminds me of those three thugs at Dairy Queen blanking each other in the bathroom. What up?
What?
The year of poop continues. That's right. Oh, man. Whoo! What is happening? This usually happens about an hour into the stream. Frosty was like Orlando and Bob in that video in Frosty Returns. Flamboyant snowball. Is this you?
No.
Who is this?
Well, let's read some of the comments and see who it could have been.
No, it's Bowser Bash. But who is Bowser Bash?
What has he been saying?
He He said Frosty was like Orlando and Bob in that video from Frosty Returns, Flamboyant Snowman. And then he said, TND, Billy and Sean farting like Peter and Michael Moore in the Burger King bathroom. And then there's another one here. Also, her ex Austin made a tunnel using a TP roll. Should I still date her? This is you! I know it's you! I knew it!
It's not!
So what about this? Well, as a high schooler, I got along with the partiers and snowmen. It's you! I knew it was you. Let me check the channel. It has to be you. There's no way somebody knows this much information. Just admit it.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
So much to add to the Dimitri iceberg.
Alright. Jesus Christ. I know it's you.
It's not.
See, Spoonman even thinks it's you. Billy got flutes at a Mexican restaurant. They were not food flutes, they were cigars with mayonnaise creamy nip. See, nobody could come up with that but you. Bowser Bash is tripping on some wonder mushrooms. No, that's just Dimitri.
Well, he must know what he's talking about.
Hot take. We love cheese.
Why would Dimitri talk about dirty dishes and messy rooms?
Tell the Billy Mayonnaise musical concert story.
You two fans of Undertale and Deltarune? I have not played it, but it looks fun to play.
I haven't played it yet either, but I've always been planning. I've been planning to. I've been meaning to as well, but hopefully eventually I'll be able to play it. Because he's the same guy who talks about mayonnaise on his weenus. Dimitri and TND, take a shot when the Mario vs. Donkey Kong game gets announced tomorrow. Well, I can't, because I can't bring tequila to work.
Get vodka and put it in a water bottle.
Nah. Billy will cancel Frosty. He'll tell. What is going on? Hold on. Am I allowed to read this?
What is the comment?
John and Laura Cave? Billy snorted.
Oh no! Don't read that!
Oh man. What is going on tonight? Billy and Lenore were snitches. I want to toot on Lenore after eating cat food. What is going on? We have to. It is you! It is you! I knew it! Guys, Bowser bashes Dimitri. You want to know why? Because he didn't tell this story, but one night he was out of it.
I'll tell.
And you know what he told me? He told me, before I went to bed, you have to lay down next to a dog or cat before you go to sleep. So it is you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
See, even John and Laura Cave were saying, we were right. What? Licking Donald Trump's face thinking his Cheeto dog would make more sense than this chat?
What?
Billy Billy is a vigilante who wears a Viking hat and screams in an effing Denny's diner after not getting his maple syrup French toast tower.
Let's have a Bowser Bash on Halloween, drink cocktails and tequila, and play Federation Force. It's not even about the games anymore.
It's not even about the Direct anymore. I don't know what happened.
I don't even know who Billy is. Okay, I'll tell you who Billy is. Billy was the snitch who I went to elementary school with. I got suspended for reading a book. And Sean was like Patrick Starr. Ooh. Any other interesting comments? T&D, where'd he go? He's gone. If I was still in school, I'd watch a Direct. That'd be nice. No, Billy was a horrible person. I didn't see any of the PlayStation stuff, but I think the PS2 was cool, but I don't have any other PlayStation systems. T&D, are you there? Are you there? Alright, I'm going to get a drink. So you guys stay put and we'll continue to talk about...
Sorry guys, I came back from my 6-month hiatus just to say hello.
Was that intentional?
I don't know.
Alright. I think we're gonna switch up the game. We're gonna see what else is on the
Figure it
Wii U.
out.
No, the battery...
T&D's mind imploded from the sheer insanity going on. Yeah, basically.
I wouldn't say Billy was the main antagonist, since he was only the antagonist for 3 years of my life.
Ah, the Wii U menu.
Ah, the Wii U. Let's play Wario, or let's play Game & Wario. Evil Dimitri be like, we hate cheese. Fun fact, I usually get things without cheese, because cheese is empty calories.
Well, I hope you don't get a burger without cheese.
Burger King Sean! Ugh.
Hey T&D, how bad is Bowser Bash? I don't even know who he is. Was Billy also known as Little Bill?
He was known as Billiam Squirrel.
Peter Griffin. Do you see this comment?
Peter Griffin what? He always gets burgers with mayo?
No, Peter Griffin and Chris Griffin.
What?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is about.
What?
Oh, there's me.
The one game,
Oh, yeah.
the one game I want to see get a Switch port despite being impossible. Yeah.
Well, the most you'll get out of it are remnants on the 3DS. You know what?
House says, my name is Sean, too.
We're not talking about you. We're talking about Scene.
He always gets burgers with mayo.
You're gonna see a face reveal, guys! Oh. I changed it.
Little Bill is just Nick Jr. Caillou. Chris Griffin, will you marry me?
Alright, T&D. Which one should we play? Should we play Pirates or should we play Bird?
Well, considering that there seems to be a certain bird online leaking valuable information, I'd say Taxi.
Alright, to be more considerate, we'll call Billy... Or, no, we'll call Sean Shawnee Boy.
It looks like the stream wants bird. Lokito wants poop. Cartfester wants Lazy Town.
Of course! It wouldn't be Kartfester without an odd request. Why haven't I been to Super Nintendo World? I'm not gonna go to California yet, but I have developed the accent for when that day comes. So, like, I'm in California, and, like, Universal is, like, so, like, expensive, and oh my gosh.
Well, I've never been to California, so I can't confirm. But Super Nintendo World should be coming to Universal Orlando soon, so... Oh! I really love how this looks.
I thought you were thinking what I was thinking.
What?
Orlando!
No, why would I be thinking about that?
Because whenever the name Orlando's brought up, that's what I think of. But this does look cool.
Yeah, the claymation looks really neat.
But on the
here's
gamepad,
Churro
it's like
in
a
his
Game &
natural
Watch game.
habitat.
Oh, this
This is in his
habitat
natural
can...
habitat.
It increases to get weird the further you play.
Yeah, he starts leaking valuable information for some reason.
When you play this on the gamepad, it's in the style of a Game & Watch game. But, Rampant, if you're watching this, this is one of the games that would not be impossible to put on the Switch. They should just put the Pioro games on the Switch like they did with the DSiWare. They called it Bird and Beans instead of Pioro, which I found kind of weird. Now let's talk about the birds and the beans. Oh! Well, we're gonna play more of this. I want Skittles with a topping of croissants. I don't like Skittles.
Be honest, why did you not go to Super Nintendo World?
Because I don't want to go to California.
Yeah, and also it's extra to go to California and Super Nintendo World, so I'd rather just go.
I'm not Jimmy
Go to
from
Orlando.
I'm not Jimmy from
You know-
the Wizard. California.
You know, actually, that'd be a fun live stream. You and me at Super Nintendo World Orlando.
I was thinking a trip to Pattaya before that. T&D
Yeah,
and I
of course.
live from Pattaya. Or actually, if passports were accepted there and we weren't banned, T&D and Dimitri go to North Korea.
I'm from California. You're better off in Ohio.
I would say maybe Kentucky.
If I don't go to Kentucky,
I'm going to jail.
alright, let's see. California.
It's referring to the Wizard, aka the longest...
Oh no, not North Korea.
Who said, oh no, not North Korea? Oh, Sean Kim? Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you Korean? I'm assuming South. Well, I would say definitely South. Okay, you could go to Alabama, just don't bring any family members with you. Well, Maria won't definitely be there.
Oh, you're in Florida because you're an alligator.
Yeah. That's cool. I think South Korea is great. I think North Korea could be great if the leaders weren't so evil.
Cookies cartoons. Don't go to Washington. That's where the poop lady lives.
You know, I could think of other reasons not to go, but I think that seals a deal. Alright, I was maybe planning a trip to go to Redmond, but Poop Lady lives there, I'm not going. Do you think that maybe Washington just smells like a septic tank because of Shanna's house being located there? Like the entire state just reeks?
I do have some fun trivia, though. My friend, her and her boyfriend went to Universal Hollywood, and they were, I think, on the set of Hill Valley, like recreated from Back to the Future.
Oh, that's cool. California
Yeah, it
does
was
have
really
some
neat.
cool things if you're into movies and such. I think I could see you going on a vacation to California just for the film history. But me personally,
Maybe, but I hear it's a trash. I hear it's a trash hole.
yes and no. I know that Joshi won't go to Super Nintendo World because Universal Hollywood isn't as good as Orlando, which he's probably right. But to be fair, Universal hasn't been good ever since they got rid of the Jaws ride.
William Henry Harrison died of the poop lady.
Fun fact, he was the shortest president in office. He only stayed for like a month. I'm not sure if that was the reference, but I get it. I know history about presidents.
Washington State is the best Washington, although that's not really saying much at all.
I didn't know there were
Oh.
multiple. I thought there was just Washington, D.C. and Washington State.
Hey, Dimitri, what do you think about what Unity is doing to a lot of indie developers that are not happy with them?
Is that Sean Kim answering or asking the question?
No, that's Brian Melgar.
I think they're gonna back down. It's such an unpopular decision that people are so mad about. If there's a decision that's universally hated, then usually they'll back down. Remember when the Xbox One couldn't play used games?
Yeah.
See, I told you things were gonna get crazy, T&D. Look, you got Godzilla and Pyoro's Natural Habitat. What the hell even is this game? You got Godzilla, you got fighter pilots.
Craziness. I hope you guys enjoyed the Nintendo Direct tomorrow at 7 a.m. Well, for us, it's gonna be 10 a.m.
Oh boy, 10 a.m. I'm not a morning person. I used to be when I used to
Clearly.
work at my school. Alright, it's 3 p.m. Time to wake up. And we're done. No, Pyoro.
Context on the Unity thing. Basically, they're trying to charge. I think, are they charging developers or are they charging users? I forgot what it was, but forgot what it was exactly. But I know that they're charging for either users or for people playing the content.
This was Nintendo in their creative era? No, I think that Nintendo in their creative era is right now. I think that the Switch era has some of the greatest Nintendo games ever made. Wii U mostly just kind of played it safe. I do love the Wii U for different reasons, but I do think that overall the Switch is better.
Oh, okay, so Sean Kim says, so it was recently announced that Unity would charge, I think, 20 cents per install of a game developer's game. That's so stupid.
They're not going to go through with it. I think it's an idea they have that's so universally hated, they can't go through with it unless they want to just completely...
Actually, they were tone deaf and they responded to the criticism by saying, we just want to reiterate what will actually be happening. And they just restated the rules that they said before.
You know, things like that remind me of... I was mentioning this to you the other day, and you're like, why are you even talking about that? Nobody even remembers it. You bring up stuff that's like a decade old, and it's not relevant at all, but if it wasn't relevant, I wouldn't remember it. Do you guys remember when the Fine Bros tried to copyright the trademark React? And they tried to think of this React World thing? So if you reacted to videos, you'd have to pay royalties to the Fine Brothers to sign up for some creator network thing? Well, the backlash to that was so bad, they got rid of React World. And I think they lost 1 million subscribers or so. Maybe more. Like overnight.
The thing is, you brought that up with no context at all. Just like the NFT monkey. Oh, and a whole bunch of stuff that I could talk about.
See, the NFT thing was just... It was a joke. But this actually had some relevance. If there's a really bad decision and the backlash is really high, they're probably not going to go through with it. Just like the Xbox One not being able to play used games. They backed down on that tremendously. And good. Maybe if we started criticizing Pokemon more, we could actually get competent games again.
Wasn't the CEO of Unity a part of EA and said single-player games are stupid? Well, I don't know, but that would explain a lot.
Single-player games are stupid, but unfinished service games are smart.
Hey, Bowser Bash, are you there? No, I think he died.
Yeah, he probably's at Burger King right now.
Oh, this is a good question. What if the Nintendo Direct introduced a new NSO plan that only included GameCube games for the good old price of $100?
I think it'd be worth it, but I do prefer just buying games up front.
Why does everybody think Dimitri hates everything if he likes Donkey Kong 64?
Who said that?
Who did say that? Yoshi, Daffy Duck, and Donald Duck fan.
Well, I think a better response to that would be, why does everyone think Dimitri hates everything if he thinks that Kiddy Kong should return? They just see a few select videos and community posts and just judge the channel based on that. That's kind of it.
Yeah, they're haters.
T&D was talking to one the other day, and he's like, are you seeing what's going on? I said, yeah, that happens all the time. I just ignore them. It's different if you give me actual legitimate criticism, but if it's stupid stuff, they'll usually respond with a stupid comment back.
Okay, so we got two things here. Dimitri owns a Pinocchio sniffing poop NFT. And then Rampant says, what do you think the next console's name will be? Switch 2, Super Switch, Nintendo Focus? Please note to the Focus.
Switch Junior.
I don't know.
You know what? I don't know how I feel about the Switch 2, but this is an idea that I have, and I was telling Rampant about it. They should make a Nintendo Switch Micro that has an aluminum build and is essentially like the size of a smartphone. Like a really small system you can bring anywhere that plays Switch games. That'd be so cool.
Who would that be marketed towards?
I would say connoisseurs of tech, or just someone, or the phone market. Switch Lite doesn't have that luxury of being like a really sleek, premium-looking device. But if they had an aluminum housing and like the micro build, that would be really cool.
What do you think of all these Switch 2 reports? Oh, I could tell you what Dinesh thinks. He won't believe them until Nintendo actually announces it. Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah,
Why do we
so that
care?
answers your question.
Why do we care is a question.
Well, like I said before, I think people are ready to move on from the Switch.
I mean, I could understand that if it wasn't getting consistent new games. If this were like 2016, then I could say, yeah, maybe, but we're getting Mario Wonder, we're getting WarioWare Move It, we're getting the Mario RPG remake, we're getting that new Peach game, we're getting a remake of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and we're probably going to see a lot more games. Console generations are lasting longer. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't always go with like the 5 or 6 years. Wii U lasted 4 years, that was a little bit of an exception. But have you noticed that console generations are becoming longer and longer? And the thing with Nintendo handhelds is they usually have a pretty good run. Switch is technically a handheld, but that doesn't have much to do with it. I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be a system that's out in a few years. We'll have to just wait and see what this new system is, and whenever Nintendo announces it. Until Nintendo says something, I just disregard anything about it.
I think just disregarding the leaks in general, I just feel like it's time for an upgrade. I just feel like the hardware is just, it's showing its age now, and yes, we're still getting fantastic games for the Switch. We're not denying that. But it would be cool to see games running a bit better.
If we weren't
I
getting...
think that's all people really want.
If we weren't...
Hero died.
Yeah, Nintendo wants that. If we weren't getting new games, I could understand that, but... See, the thing with Nintendo systems I really care about is just the games. What is it going to be? It's going to be a more powerful Switch with better controllers? Anyone can predict that. What's there to really talk about? And the thing is, I make my own controllers anyway, and I know that's not the case for everyone, but it's second nature to me, and I just do it. So, it's like, do I really care that much about new controllers with improved functionality, a D-pad, and analog sticks that don't drift? No, I already have had that for years. How about a dock that is actually ergonomic and doesn't scratch the screen? Well, I got that too. If you want the Switch too, just mod your Switch and use stuff from Extreme Rate. I'm actually going to make a video called Making the Switch 2, and it's going to showcase some custom Joy-Cons that I've done, along with the mini dock that Extreme Rate just made.
Here's the thing, though. It shouldn't have to be that way. It should be that the controllers don't drift. It should be ergonomic. The dock should not scratch the Switch itself. I understand where you're coming from, but like you said, it's not the situation for everyone, and you know, it does cost money to mod your Switch. It costs extra money to mod it. It would be nice if everything worked right out of the gate, so I think it's enticing for people to have a more powerful system that has, you know, nicer, better running games on it. Not saying that all games run like crap on it, but some do. To be honest, Tears of the Kingdom could really use an upgrade. But yeah, I just think it's time. Like, just disregarding the rumors. Like, I know people are just like, well, it's just a Switch that runs better. Yeah.
You better go catch it.
I kinda want.
I don't know. It's like you send me the Switch 2 stuff, and I'm thinking, can we just talk about SpongeBob and Orlando and Ren and Stimpy and Fatuna?
Yeah, like, I want to talk about that.
I mean, to be fair, there's more meme potential with Billy and Sean than there is with reliable information about the Switch 2. And it's just a lot of those channels out there on YouTube that are just desperate, where they'll just make these Switch 2 rumor videos. There are some channels that exclusively consist of that, and it's annoying.
Mike Odyssey.
Yeah. The only one, you guys, the only one worth watching is Nintendo Prime. Go subscribe to him, and anyone else is not worth it that talks about the Switch too.
Yeah. I guess we'll see next year. That's the real test. Let's see. Nintendo Prime is bad about clickbait like Switch Force. I feel like they all are.
I will say he is a bit clickbaity, but he does have some reliable sources, and we did a collab. He's actually a really cool guy.
Yeah. I would rather have a
No!
Switch.
At least I got a high score, though.
Switch 2 at the Direct? No. But, I do feel like they're probably going to show it behind closed doors at Tokyo Game Show. That's just my prediction, but to show it off to the general public, probably not. It's too early.
Someone said, Demeech liking Ren and Stimpy, that's based. That's actually a good topic to bring up, because I did see Saber Spark's video on it, and that kind of sparked my interest again, but what do you think about Ren and Stimpy, TNT? Because it seems like a show people either really love or really don't like. It's not for everyone.
I don't think I ever liked Ren and Stimpy.
And yes, here's the obligatory, yes, John K. is a weirdo and a monster. But this is a prime example of separating the art from the artist, and he wasn't the only one working on it. A lot of the magic was because of Bob Camp.
It was just too... I don't know how to describe it. I'm not, like, a huge fan of John K's, like, sense of humor, I guess. Like, I feel like it's too much gross-out stuff. The jokes drag on for a little too long for me. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea.
I don't know. Well, there are a few things about it. For one, I always liked watching cartoons that were before my time. I did grow up with some 90s cartoons that used to air on Nick throughout the early 2000s. Rugrats, Hey Arnold, and Cat Dog I distinctly remember. Rocco, unfortunately, I missed out on, and Ren and Stimpy, I thought I did. But Nicktoons in 2011, they were airing a marathon of the entire series, and
The Ren and Stimpy reboot should have Chris Hansen as a guest star.
Well, father-son!
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy is not my jam. Especially the Ren and Stimpy you watch.
I just watched the original cartoon, but unfortunately I've seen every episode of Adult Party Cartoon. It's bad.
Unfortunately, that's all you've been talking about this week.
Just the Fatuna thing. It's funny because he thought that was a great idea. He thought that was a great idea to have a 5-minute scene just dedicated to Stimpy finding food in the fridge and just... You want to know how long that scene dragged on for? So you were talking about how scenes could drag on. Oh my gosh, this was especially apparent in that reboot. So you guys want to know what happened? 5 minutes, or I would say probably 7 minutes of that episode were dedicated to just Ren screaming on the phone and Stimpy making a disgusting meal with random things he found in the fridge, and it would just go on and on. It would show what he was making. It would show the labels of the food that he was putting into this concoction. It took like a minute for him to go into the freezer and get a jar of ice cream, and they made sure that the ice cream gallon, you could see the logo and see everything about it, even though it was irrelevant to the plot. And there was chicken eggs. He got Ren's cigarettes and took the tobacco leaves out and seasoned the meal. And there was a scene that went on for like 2 minutes where he was boiling a hot dog, and the hot dog was really hot, and it burned his hands. And the entire build-up was just Ren saying, "Hey, what you doing?" "Oh, I'm eating for two now." "Oh, are we eating for two now?" "Yes." "Well, help yourself." That was it. The pacing is so bad. I think I haven't... The pacing is probably the worst I've ever seen in any media. Velma's worse, I would say, but the pacing was so bad.
Speaking of Oh no, Jordan Laura Cave took it down, but I think they were asking, what are your thoughts on Freddy Got Fingered?
So bad it's funny. Has a lot of good memes. Oh, there are aliens now?
Oh, I saw that on TV too.
It's fake. The Pope is my favorite Ren and Stimpy character since he's voiced by Frank Zappa.
I did not know that. You guys, we got the high score, but should we do one more round and then end things off from here?
Yeah, I unfortunately have to go to bed.
Alright, we'll do one more round and then we'll end things off. Sometimes I wish I didn't sell my Wii U because I want to play this game. Well, if I ever come across another Wii U, I'll message you and see if you want to get it. But, let's see. No, I wouldn't be too scared of an alien. But, one thing I did want to bring up about Nicktoons is, what did you think of Rugrats? Because that was the SpongeBob before SpongeBob.
I think Rugrats is funny. But you know what's the funniest part of Rugrats?
Stu?
I think the adults are the Yeah, I think the adults are actually the funniest part of Rugrats, not the babies.
I think so too. Stu, what are you doing? Making chocolate pudding. Stu, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding? Because I've lost control of my life.
I even like All Grown Up.
What?
I know that's kind of a hot take, but I really like that show.
What do you think of Angelica?
She's an evil dictator.
Well, so is Vicky from the Fairly Odd Parents. Actually, literally, that's what she turned out to be in Channel Chasers.
Hey, Demish, did you watch that Courage the Cowardly Dog episode I sent you?
I've yet to see it, but I definitely should watch it.
Chaz carried the show, in my opinion. I agree.
You do a really good impression of him.
Hey, Chucky.
Hey, Chucky. I don't know if I could do it now because I was yelling at somebody called Bowser Bash doing weird comments. Probably next time I'll do a better.
Oh, I didn't know you could eat the tokens.
Impression. What happened?
I didn't know you could eat the tokens.
What is this bird called?
Pioro. That's him.
He's also a known leaker on X, also known as Twitter.
Anyone who calls it X immediately just screams Melvin energy. Well, actually, it's called X. If you guys remember Melvin...
Bash was TND the whole time.
If you guys remember Melvin from Captain Underpants, he's like Billy. I think he was telling on George and Harold for making comics.
He was.
You know what? He got turned into the Bionic Booger Boy. Good.
TND, you give Bunsen as a Beast a watch. Haven't been able to watch it just because life's been busy, but it's on the watch list.
To be fair, it does kind of seem like a show you wouldn't like.
Well, that's why there's pilots.
Did you know that Butch Hartman made your childhood?
Yeah, he tells me every day. I call it X just to be that guy. I'm not even a fan of Elon.
Whoa, what just happened there?
What if WarioWare characters will finally start commonly appearing in Mario spin-offs, but because of that, Waluigi will never be and be sent to the Forgotten Hell, where Donkey Kong Jr. is in it again.
I hope Donkey Kong Jr. comes back in regular form. It appears that Donkey Kong Jr. cannot appear unless it's pixelized.
Well, I mean, I think it would just be confusing if he actually came back.
Hot take, I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I like Donkey Kong Jr. more than Diddy Kong.
I like both. I think there's a world where both can coexist, but I just don't know how they do it.
You'll have to wait and see. This is getting really stressful now.
Does Mario Wonder look less exciting than people are willing to admit?
No, I think it looks just as exciting. I will say this, and Rampant feels similarly. When we were talking about the concept of a new 2D Mario game, when the idea of a 2D one was brought up, we were thinking, nah, a 2D Mario game is never going to be as exciting as a 3D Mario game. But Wonder's really changing that idea. It has a really unique way of going about evolving 2D Mario, and I'd say a lot of that has to do with the Wonder Flower and just the really creative aspect about the game.
I think DK Jr. has grown up by the logic of Cranky being current DK's grandpa. Yeah, but then wouldn't Mario be old? But, sorry, continue with what you were saying.
It's so confusing, the lore of Donkey Kong. Do you think...
They need to fix it. You know, at this point, they should just bring in Donkey Kong Jr. and just retcon Cranky Kong into just being Donkey Kong's grandpa.
It's so confusing, man. Will Mario Wonder calm our appetite for a 3D game? I wouldn't say so, but I feel like Mario Wonder is definitely going to be an amazing experience either way. I don't think the badges will be too much, but I will say, yeah, Yoshi's role is not good. Elon's eccentric. Gorillas do not age like humans, that's a good point. 2D Mario felt like grandma trying to stay relevant in the face of better and more innovative platformers? Yeah, exactly. But now, that is changing quite a bit.
Yeah, I guess gorillas don't age like humans, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like we have to look so deep into something that should be very simple to understand. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I love Rare's Donkey Kong Country and everything, but just the whole timeline stuff is so confusing.
The best Kong is Kiddy Kong. You know what? I'd actually be all for seeing a new Donkey Kong game, and it starts off with the beautiful, luscious jungles, and it showcases a 3D environment, and then it pans to Donkey Kong in a cage, and Diddy Kong in a cage, and Dixie Kong in a cage, and then it pans to There Can Be One Hope, and then it goes to Cranky Kong, but he's lecturing Kiddy Kong, and this game is going to be Donkey Kong Freedom, Kiddy's Conquest. Why do people hate Kiddy Kong? I don't understand it. He doesn't do anything wrong, he's cute.
He just seems really uninspired compared to the other Kongs.
I think Penny's a cool character. I like all the WarioWare characters. Jimmy T is my favorite.
My headcanon is that Baby DK from Yoshi's Island DS is a baby Cranky Kong. But then that doesn't make sense either. Well,
I do think it was cool that they turned Wrinkly into a ghost. That was unexpected.
That was cool.
But anyways, since T&D has to sleep, you should sleep next to a dog or a cat. I think K. Rool teaming up with the Snowmads would be cool, but Tiki's, I could live without him. I just want K. Rool back, but anything else to say before we go?
Just keep your expectations in check tomorrow, everybody.
Alright, we're getting a new F-Zero, a new Earthbound, and we're also getting a new 3D Mario Kart 9.
Right. No, but seriously, this is just a September Direct. Don't expect anything huge. We got most of the big stuff in June. You know, I think we should just expect some smaller titles, a few smaller titles that they haven't talked about yet, and some updates on games that are coming out soon, which are games they talked about in June, so...
I haven't seen that Wario analysis.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know...
You know, even if there's nothing major announced in the Direct, if there's something meme-worthy about it, like the September Direct being the Farm Direct...
Oh, that would be bad. That would be really bad.
I mean, it'd be kind of funny, because I still remember it to this day.
I will take Mario vs. Donkey Kong being revealed over that.
Well,
day.
Who said both can't happen? Farm.
Well, I guess so. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me tonight. So I'm a guy who clearly hates the rabbits.
And I'm Demeech, and keep calm and da-da.